Or two, or two, or two. Can you hear me? Good morning, good morning. Two, or two, or two. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can. Good morning. Hey, you come and say hi?
Yes.
There's only one person here.
Okay.
Oh, I doubt they're gonna say anything.
Okay.
But see now the camera's over here now. You
Now,
gotta come over
can
here.
they get on in?
Yeah, you gotta come over here.
Okay.
Huh? If you wanna get in the camera, come here.
Okay.
Yeah, see now you're in the camera. Right there, see? It's a black and white filter.
Okay.
It'll look good on it.
Okay.
Everything okay. Okay. Huh? You don't think the sun's okay?
Okay.
Huh? Okay.
Okay.
Say bye.
Okay.
Oh, wait, bye.
Okay.
Wait bye to yourself, yeah.
Bye.
Close both doors.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Okay. Close the second door too. So we're the one. What you got going on today? Oh man. Staying in my stream with the Grinch face.
If you haven't heard the news, they just released these cheese crispers.
Oh, did I offend you, man? I ain't even get around to kicking it about your cats. Fucking weirdos, man. Kill it like no other situation to you. Yep, that was the gun your mother let out the scream. She didn't want to see her little son perish. Or you would never make it to the age of the OG status. Stairs it's transformed into one slide. We ride, we glide, nothing like us. Make it to Rikers at night. He said, make it to Rikers at night. Says, what I'm talking about, phones for just it's really crazy. Stealing, hating, stealing, willing. Send it straight into a tailspin.
May I have my keys?
You gotta shake your butt in front of the camera. Not me, the camera.
stimulus checks. Forget this. Hi there, I'm the dental implant educator here, and I wanted to make a really simple video to help explain what dental implant options are available to you. More money than they're even talking about. Now, with his last few weeks in office, we've got President Trump, who seems to be raring up to put his name on some big checks, as he really has been urging Congress to include another round of virus stimulus checks in the next virus relief package. Now, recently in a video interview, President Trump's exact words were, "I'm pushing it very hard, and to be honest with you, if the Democrats really wanted to do a deal, they do the deal. Right now, I want to see checks." For more stimulus programs, whether it be unemployment insurance, extra unemployment insurance offered by the state, maybe mortgage and rental assistance, maybe utilities, assistance
Your
with
personal
food.
guide to the
I've been
world of
sharing with you
interviews.
guys in previous videos.
Get a
I'll
free
share those
trial of
states with
YouTube
you
Music
right now.
Premium
So
today.
those were Rhode Island, Maine, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Nevada. You have Orange County, Florida, Connecticut, Delaware, Houston, Daytona Beach, Florida, Minnesota, and Colorado. So if you guys are from any of those states, definitely take a look at the details in my previous video, or read the links that I provided in the descriptions down below. And of course, like I said, more and more states and local governments have been announcing stimulus checks to the residents. And all of these I've essentially found with the help of you guys. So I just want to thank you guys
Our son is missing. He's a 2-year-old boy. His name is Joe. He was playing on our driveway and then he vanished. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to your second stimulus check and second stimulus package update. If your hopes for another stimulus check were down this week, we'll lift them back up today. We'll check in on both the Democrats and Republicans and see how they're doing with the second stimulus package. And finally, I'll once again remind you how to enter our $2,500 stimulus check giveaway here on this channel. It wouldn't quite be the year 2020 without another inspirational tweet from President Trump. Trump said, "I just want to stop the world from killing itself." And what about Joe Biden? Well, Biden is busy getting his team ready to disinfect the White House. The General Services Administration will deploy a team to, quote, thoroughly clean and disinfect every part of the White House. And just in case that's not enough, a private contractor will also provide disinfectant misting services to remove any lingering droplets. AOC cleaned and disinfected her kitchen after her Instagram Live Q&A session on stimulus.
Y'all got a $1,200 check. Wall Street got $4 trillion in access to liquid funds, and that to me, just structurally, I'm concerned. What keeps me up at night is that it was short-term relief that was really important and really necessary, but that the help for working people and everyday people, as we know, dries up super fast. But what we gave away to Wall Street was so large and so structural that, frankly, that's why Republicans, I think, have been not as why Mitch McConnell has not been in a rush.
If you don't like the House, they adjourned early yesterday to enjoy a long weekend. If you don't like the Senate, they did the same thing. It's been 262 days since the Senate voted on a stimulus bill, but they did pass the stopgap measure yesterday in order to prevent a government shutdown. The idea now is that the stimulus bill will be attached to the federal spending bill next week while the entire country watches impatiently. Isn't it remarkable just how quickly and how well they work together when it comes down to funding themselves? There is some good news today regarding your second stimulus check. When asked if he thinks he will get a deal on a $1,200 direct stimulus check next week, Bernie Sanders said, "The alternative is we're going to spend Christmas here, so I'm fairly comfortable." He continued by saying, "We're not going to go home for the Christmas holidays unless we make sure that we provide for the millions of families who are suffering." Yesterday, I reported that Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders are both calling out demanding stimulus checks of $1,200 for individuals and $2,400 for families at the very minimum. Josh simplified his message while speaking on the floor.
Senator from Missouri. Reserving the right to object, Mr. President. This is a very simple thing that we're talking about, and I can boil it down really easily. If the Senate of the United States can find hundreds of billions of dollars to give to big government and big business, surely it can find some relief for working families and working individuals. And I would just submit to you that it is working families and working people who should be first in line for COVID relief, not last. And that is why the amendment that Senator Sanders and I have proposed is so common sense. $1,200 for individuals, $2,400 for families, $500 for every child. And as Senator Sanders rightly says, every member of this body has voted yes in favor of this relief before. What's more, I can't figure out who exactly is opposed to it. The President of the United States has said that he is in favor of direct assistance. I thank the majority leader for his own support for direct assistance. The Speaker of the House has said that she is in favor of direct assistance, and that is why there is no reason why this body should leave next week before we vote on and approve direct assistance to working families. Now let me just say one other thing. Let me tell you about a phone call I had with a friend of mine at home when this Congress approved direct assistance back in March. He texted me and then he called me and he said, I'm seeing this news about relief that we're going to maybe get a check. He said, is that real? And I said, yeah, that's real. He said, well, I don't know. I'm worried about taking it. I mean, what if we spend the money? I mean, we could use the money, but what if we spend it? I can't pay it back. You know, it comes back and now I got to pay it back. And I said, you don't have to pay it back. It's relief because you need it, because you're a worker. This is a guy who works in concrete. That's his business. And he said, are you serious now? You're serious that we can keep this money? I can use this for my family? And I said, that's exactly what it's for. And his comment to me was, his words were, man, this is a godsend. There are families like that, not just all over Missouri, not just all over Vermont, but all over this nation, and they are in need today like they were in need in March, and it is incumbent upon this body to act. And we should not leave until we do act. So having reserved the right to object, Mr. President, today I do not object, and I yield the floor.
Both Howley and Sanders have vowed to vote against any bill next week that does not contain direct stimulus payments. Andrew Cuomo is now taking his plea for stimulus to Twitter. America's highest paid governor said, we need federal stimulus now for the unemployed, for small business owners, for state and local government, for an equitable vaccine program. Americans can't wait any longer. So as we've witnessed over the past many months, everyone is blaming everyone else for the stimulus roadblock. It's been proven that top stimulus negotiators can't agree where to start talks, let alone how to finish them. All they seem to do with their time is attack and blame one another, as Kevin McCarthy further demonstrates.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi finally admitted to what every member standing behind me already knew. She sabotaged the COVID relief deal simply because of an election. She put politics before people. It was more important for her to hurt President Trump politically than to help the American people. And this is the devastation that has happened since Speaker Pelosi sat on the solution.
Kevin went on and on, explaining how Nancy Pelosi is public enemy number one as she demands money for state and local government. But, as we all know by now, that's just half of the problem standing in the way of stimulus. Mr. Mitch McConnell had a $908 billion stimulus proposal right in front of him with bipartisan support, and he flat out rejected it. His reason for doing so is still liability protection.
The Senate Republican majority, led by the majority leader, made sure the Senate could not do anything of significance to help the American people. May, June, July, August. Pause. We don't need to do anything, said the leader. Let's wait and see what happens. Democrats didn't say that. The leader did. Waited and waited and waited. Now it's December, and we still, because of the leader's intransigence, have nothing of significance to help the American people during the worst economic crisis in 75 years and the greatest public health crisis in a century. Why? Why can't we get together? Why can't there be the bipartisanship that Americans search for and yearn for? At a time of such great crisis, there's one reason why America's two major parties have not gotten together during the time of acute national emergency. And that is because the Republican leader has demanded a partisan poison pill, a sweeping corporate liability shield, be included in any legislation, otherwise he won't let it pass.
I guess there might be one other person to point the finger at.
If I gave you $25,000 today, what would you do? Pay 2 years off your mortgage, escape the rat race for a while, buy a new car? If you give me just 90 seconds of your time right now, I'll show you how you can make $24,840 in just 7.
If you remember, last week, Katie Porter grilled Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin over him clawing back the unused relief funds from the first stimulus package. Katie returns back on camera once again talking about Mnuchin.
Congresswoman, that confrontation was about the $455 billion in COVID-19 relief Mnuchin is trying to put back into the Treasury's general fund, so the Biden administration couldn't touch it, can't touch it. I've said all we have to do to see who is to blame for not helping is follow the money. Follow the money. Do you agree with that assessment? Absolutely. This money was designated by Congress to make sure that we can stabilize our economy. And taking it away from the Federal Reserve just creates
Hey
more
Google,
potential delay and more potential
turn
risk.
down one
It's
level.
the last thing our economy needs. And notably, Federal Reserve Chairman Jay Powell, who is also a Trump appointee, disagrees
Hey
with
Google,
Secretary
turn down one
Mnuchin.
level.
He's the one who would
Hey
actually be
Google,
deploying this money.
turn down one
and he
level.
believes that the economy is not stable enough. We know the virus spread is not stable enough, but we should keep the money there so we can put it to use helping state and local governments, which is going to be all the more important if Congress doesn't pass a full, robust COVID relief package. To see who is to blame for not helping is follow the money. Follow the money. Do you agree with that assessment? Absolutely. This money was
Poison pill, a sweeping corporate liability shield, be included in any legislation, otherwise he won't let it pass.
I guess there might be one other person to point the finger at. If you remember, last week, Katie Porter grilled Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin over him clawing back the unused relief funds from the first stimulus package. Katie returns back on camera once again talking about Mnuchin.
Congresswoman, that confrontation was about the $455 billion in COVID-19 relief Mnuchin is trying to put back into the Treasury's general fund. So the Biden administration couldn't touch it, can't touch it. I've said all we have to do to see who is to blame for not helping is follow the money. Follow the money. Do you agree with that assessment? Absolutely. This money was designated by Congress to make sure that we can stabilize our economy. And taking it away from the Federal Reserve just creates more potential delay and more potential risk. It's the last thing our economy needs. And notably, Federal Reserve Chairman Jay Powell, who is also a Trump appointee, disagrees with Secretary Mnuchin. He's the one who would actually be deploying this money, and he believes that the economy is not stable enough. We know the virus spread is not stable enough, but we should keep the money there so we can put it to use helping state and local governments, which is going to be all the more important if Congress doesn't pass a full, robust COVID relief package.
Former Ohio Governor John Kasich wears his heart on his sleeve during a recent interview.
Once again, it's former Republican Governor of Ohio, John Kasich, who's also a senior CNN political commentator. Thanks for coming back in. Let's pick up where we left off, because this is what we were going to get to. Governor, you look upset. Why are you upset?
Well, these are people, can't pay their bills and they want to. The stories of these people in a car, Kate, waiting 4 hours to get food at a food bank. It breaks my heart because, I don't know, it's because maybe I thank the Lord that I can kind of think about them and realize that, you know, they deserve better.
John continues and calls out the members of Congress who need to lay down their weapons in order to help them.
Colorado homeowners, all the electric companies like Xcel are raising their rates, but you can stop them by getting solar.
People.
And when I look at this, it makes you want to cry, right? And then you got people in D.C. and they're fighting with one another, and it's, you know, look, I've been in many negotiations. I was there when we went through government shutdowns.
Right.
But at some point, when it's something that's got people on the line, their lives, and when they don't get these kinds of things, Kate, think about what happens to them from the mental health aspect, the psychological aspect. You heard the guy say, it's like I'm not even a man because I can't feed my family. So what's failed to happen down there is take off the title, take off all that phony armor, and think about what people need. And sometimes you got to make a little compromise that you don't like to have to make, but so what, in the long run, people are better off.
Kasich shares his advice to both the Republican and Democratic leaders.
And that's why it's so unbelievable that they can't find how to get to yes. You've been in the halls of Congress. What do you say to the leaders?
I could have
Kevin
been better.
McCarthy,
I could have been better.
Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer. Like, what do you say to them right now?
You got to think, you know, here's part of the problem, Kate. So you're down there in Congress, right? Everybody knows, the guards know who your name is. You go through a door. They open the door for you. Oh, Congressman this, Senator this. You go you know, you don't have to go through any kind of x-ray machine because you're important and you wear a badge, and then you go up on the floor and the people sit up in the gallery and they watch you, you know, and they're up there and you're down here, and you're important, and people get out of your way and they tell you what you want to hear, but there's an element of that takes you away. And I'm not trying to be mean here about anybody. It takes you away from understanding the problems, the real problems that real people have.
There's no way they
like
can. I mean, if they,
removed,
Governor, if they don't understand the problems with the pandemic, then they should walk off the job right now. I mean, this is not a hard one.
There's a difference between, and I'm making an excuse for them, there's a difference between understanding there's a problem and seeing it. Putting yourself in the shoes of somebody that doesn't have anything.
John's final message resonates across all of America right now.
Guys, don't skip this. I have something absolutely free for you today. If you've ever been denied for a credit card, pay real close attention. I've got the solution for you. This is called our secret lenders list. It's going to tell you what credit bureau the card pulls from, the score needed to actually get the credit.
I said, and I'm the guy that balanced the budget with my friends. I mean, there's nothing that I care about more than the fiscal health of our country, and the debt is rising, and it's terrible. It could inflict us, but at the same time, Kate, we gotta help these people. They're gonna lose their homes. They're hungry. Their families are distraught. We gotta do it, please.
Let's end today's video with a reminder about our 6th stimulus check giveaway here on this channel. Once we pass 250,000 subscribers, we'll announce the winner or winners of the $2,500 payment. On our 5th giveaway, the $2,000 was split between 2 subscribers per your comments. If you think we should do the same for our 6th giveaway, please share your thoughts below. So, have you entered to win yet? If not, here's how to do so. Simply subscribe to this channel and give this video a like if you found it to be useful. Confirm that you are
disclaimer real quick, right? Cashing over 2 times and the rest of the apes is innocent until proven guilty. Everything right now is alleged until he's convicted. That Cash can weather the storm. I don't wish this on him. My job, of me being who I am, coming from the gutter, is to use my voice to stop y'all from making the same mistakes that caused Cass to fall to the situation he's in. And let me start off before I even get into this. That video with Cass, making that video with his wife, recording him, baby, we're gonna get through this. I'm a gangster. I don't know what y'all seen, but I seen a dude that was hurt. And when I heard her respond to him, I heard a woman that was hurt. I believe Cass loved the shit out of that girl. She loved him too. I believe that. If he didn't have no other reason to stay out of the streets and fight for something, he should have fought to make it home to her. Casting over 2 times, have almost 200, he had 189,000 subscribers on YouTube. Which means that he had more than enough YouTubers following him.
Hey Google, play the next song.
The views he got is out of this world. He was eating off of YouTube. Even if he wasn't doing no more shows, he was making enough money.
That is something to behold.
The video we just interrupted?
No, the car you parked underwater. With your farmer's policy perk, new car replacement, this...
Where he could sustain himself from bills, so he did not have to allegedly hit the block and put work out there. Now, with that being said, one of the things that brought Cass down was the fact that they had messages that they got a subpoena to read his IG messages, and he was giving out orders and telling who could move what on what block in his IG. Allegedly. The feds ain't nothing to play with. And IG didn't put him on point. So, he's facing 15 years minimum. Because he got caught red-handed selling drugs when he's one of the biggest names in the music industry in New York City. Hands down. I'm not saying that he got record sales. I'm saying he did enough shows. His music was dope enough. But sometimes we spend, alright, cool. When you got a following of 189,000 people on your YouTube alone, you don't have to sell drugs. When you a dude of casting over his status, and you done had beef with Shotty, Harv, Tekashi, you can write a book and make millions. There's no excuses to put work on the block. One of the first stories that I did on Cass is when he got locked up for sending his apes to allegedly beat up a female because she recorded him in a restaurant or a store. She took pictures of somebody that she idolized or liked. And he wanted to prove that he was so gangster, allegedly. Shorty got beat up, had a black eye, got choked out in the store. The bruises was there. He said he didn't do it. The feds held on to that case. This case is coming back a regular criminal investigation of a domestic dispute, where you could say it was like maybe domestic violence, when he snatched the phone, became an armed robbery that's in the hands of the feds. You don't see how you're being targeted? When you reach a certain status, you're being targeted. You don't get it? My videos is not the bass, cast, or the apes. It is to enlighten and wake you up. Third, Cass bragging about his gangster lifestyle, his persona on Vlad TV. Vlad will be used against him in a court of law. Everything he boasts about and them questions that Vlad coerced him into, even though he didn't have to answer, and y'all be beefing about me, but Vlad leave. It's a whole nother video.
After 30 days, I could not believe my before and after picture. I literally rolled back the hands of time 10 years. When I first saw this product, I thought it looked...
We lead to him hanging. Cass's music videos and his records are allegedly being used against, or they're being used against him, saying allegedly that he used that to incite or to lead people into the gang lifestyle. He was recruiting through his music and his videos. If they can use that, he's done. It's over. When the feds come get you, they got you. But the worst part about this that makes me sick in my stomach is the fact that the feds is basically saying that Casanova 2 times was paying the big homie, Dick Wolf, rent, basically to be blood and be protected by them. He was given a percentage of his earning and his keep to the set. So he threw his life away trying to impress the big homie. 4 days before this indictment, he went to the jail to go see the big homie. Then the big homie got locked up, charged with him. The big homie had nothing to lose. He already had 50 years in. Instead of him giving Casanova the advice and saying, yo, Cass, fall back. This is not a good look. You're in a position where you can take care of all of us legally. Be patient. Wait your turn to take it to the next level. Nope. They do it all gang. Dudes do this in jail. In jail, when you up north, a lot of dudes will tell you, when people realize that you're about to make it home, they'll do something to make you get more time. That's why a lot of dudes hide when they get close to their release date. The big homie could have told Cash, yo, stay out of trouble. We need you on the streets. Instead, the big homie led to Cass's downfall. Yep, I said it. The big homie, he led to Cass's downfall. He didn't protect Cass through his wisdom, because he didn't have none. He was another dumb brute that couldn't stay out on the streets no more than a year. He came home no more than a year and two and went back after doing decades. Dummy. Oops, I said it. Now before you apes get back in my inbox and you start threatening me again, make sure before you come see me in the streets or come to my DM, make sure you go close the curtains on those federal agents that lock your whole setup. If you ain't gonna sit up there and rock they snot box.
I'm Nick Uhas, and I partnered with Arm & Hammer Baking Soda. Did you know that you can do hundreds of STEM experiments using Arm & Hammer Baking Soda and other household products?
Come talking to me like that. Like I said, they played the campus. They broke Asada Shakur out of jail. You? Yeah, just threatening a YouTuber that's sitting up there waking up the youth so they don't follow on y'all dumbasses' footsteps. Dummies. I'd rather be broken in the streets than broke in jail. Y'all got mad at me because I sat up there and said Cash was going to be sitting in jail and somebody else is going to be banging that pretty wife of his. She ain't doing 15 with him without another dude piping her down. Take that, she gonna get ditty. Take that. I don't wish this on him. I just want you to know what it feels like when you on that jail phone call talking to your girl and she curbing you because she about to go see the next dude because it gets lonely. I told y'all, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. That song we used to sing on Rikers Island, as if you think you're lonely now. Ooh yeah, wait until you blow travel. Ooh, if you think you're lonely now, sitting up in that cell, going to court, eating commissary, on a collect phone call or the phone call. Here, hello, this is an inmate calling from Rikers Island facility. Please press 1 or do click. Cause if you think you're lonely now, ooh yeah, wait until you blow trial. That's what we were singing on Rikers Island. When you know better, you do better. The streets is a dead end.
Where the hell did that come from?
Back in the vehicle! Watch out!
Where are we? This technology is not the friend of anybody that's doing anything illegal. You dudes talk too much. That Run DMC song, you talk too much. You never shut up. Homeboy, you talk too much. Homeboy, you never shut up. Oh. 2020. is not the year for rappers. It wasn't my year neither. I lost my mom's, my best friend, and a slew of family members. It wasn't my year neither. But you rappers, it wasn't your year. And it ain't gonna get better. But I want y'all to think about something before I sign out of here. Casanova went to jail. They held on to a case. I want y'all to think about this. They held on to a case where he had an assault and they turned it into a robbery because he snatched somebody's phone that had a video of him, took pictures of him he didn't want them to have. That was the start of it, where they held that on to him. They went into his DM, seen messages with him promoting drugs, drug selling, promotion of gang violence in his videos, in his songs. Because he was affiliated, he's connected to a murder of a 15-year-old kid that he probably didn't have nothing to do with. And because he's guilty by association, it's going to come back and haunt him. But all these Chicago rappers, the named over 100 homicides that they crew caught, they ain't get no RICO and no conspiracy. I wonder why. Think about it. Think about it. If you're feeling this video, the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. Stay tuned, because I'll be coming right back at you with another video. And I'm out.
When I was 35 years of age, many years ago,
as a lot of y'all know, Lil Wayne was locked up and charged with a gun. Now here's the thing, right? Let me show you how deep the rabbit hole goes and how wicked, trifling the music industry is. So Wayne gets charged with a gun. Apparently, he got caught with a whole year ago. Nah, I didn't stutter. A whole year ago. He gets caught with a gun. A year ago. With some drugs on the plane. Why didn't they lock him up then? Did they forget the fact that he was a felon in possession of a gun? That he just got out of jail some years back because he got caught with a gun in New York? So anyway, they wait a whole year. Charges him with the gun. That somebody tipped him off and let him know that he was dirty getting on the plane. Question is, who was the person that tipped him off, even though The surveillance system in the airport is crazy. I don't even know how he was bold enough to go in the airport with a gun. I guess he felt comfortable with the fact that he was riding on a private jet, but still, why would you do that? But nevertheless, somebody tipped the FBI off that he was carrying a gun, according to the records, the court records, right? So now, let's look at the twist to this shit. Lil Wayne sells his masters for $100 million and cops out immediately. He didn't even take the chance to see what the feds was going to do, try to fight the case, drag it along, to wait for a cop out, because they promised him a cop out. At the same time, he decides to sell his masters to the slave master, the music executives, the CEOs. He sold his masters for $100 million to get a time cut in jail. See how wicked the music industry is? So basically, they lined him up, set a trap, somebody gave him a gun. The gun was a gift. 9 times out of 10, come on, this is Lil Wayne here. The same person that gave him the gun as a gift is probably the same person that lined his ass up when he got to that airport and hanged him high. Now down the line, I'm just curious, did he sell just his masters, or did he sell the catalog of Nicki Minaj and Drake too? Inquiring minds want to know. Either way, he was never supposed to give that up, but then again, what would you do when your back is against the wall and you living in the last days of America, and then you got these CEOs coming to you, these Luciferians on Satan's dance floor, coming to you, sitting up there saying, hey, well, you know what? We're willing to work with you. Instead of you getting this 10 years that you're supposed to get in jail, because when you get caught with a gun and you're a felon, like Lil Wayne, who just did time, now you're facing federal time because you at the airport. You're facing 10 years. You get 7 years. When you got a felony, you get 7 years, 7 to 10 years for a gun. But he had drugs too, at the airport, on a plane, which makes the crime even worse. So he's supposed to be doing a lot of time, and I'm not wishing no time on him. I want to see that young brother, live his life. But nevertheless, look at how the music industry set traps. Look how they did him dirty. Look at how they did him dirty to get his masters. But you know what? They could have did him like Michael Jackson. At least Lil Wayne's still alive. He might go to jail for another year. He might even get probation. Maybe go for 2 years. He won't be doing the 10, but at least he's still breathing. Because when they wanted Michael Jackson's masters, you know what they did to him? They sent Dr. Doom in. His doctor gave him some pills and potions, and Mike ain't never woke up. Hold that thought. Matter yet, they could have did him like they did Whitney Houston. Made it look like a drug overdose and she died in the bathtub. Or they could have did him like Prince. Gave him some pills and potions, and he never woke up. It is what it is, man. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Peace and love. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you.
Every game interesting. Step 1, open the BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2,
I'm Evan Britton.
and I'm Mike Tyson.
And Mike, we got a fucking great guest, bro.
We got a god in here today.
A god, we definitely do.
God, you mean Moses?
Dennis
That's God
Rodman.
right there. That's God right there. I got my boy Big Will. That guy's been around me for a long goddamn time. He went to prison.
Dennis Rodman. You were a huge inspiration for me. I really appreciate who you are in sports. It's great to have you here. You inspired a generation of athletes to be themselves.
I don't give a shit. Might know what I'm saying. So, I'm I'm just glad to be here, man, to see this fucking guy.
I got some stories about Mike. I used to see Mike all the time. This motherfucker loves to shop, right?
He's buying tigers and, I don't know, monkeys and birds and shit like that. So,
you know, we should literally
go somewhere for a weekend, just me and you, and break bread. I mean, just literally break bread about our lives. Nah, nigga, what? I'm gonna beat that ass. I don't think you can take that ass whooping, motherfucker. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna beat your ass. What? You said what, bitch?
Come on, man. Don't start no shit.
No one said shit.
Be that big of an issue where you're saying I'm ruining everything. It should be like, all right, yo, let's ignore this fuck thing and let's keep it moving, right?
No, see, our culture, we just don't ignore shit, though. That's what, you know that.
So,
At the end of the day, I'm just saying, this shit wasn't no personal foul. This shit ain't even about me and him. I'm just saying, like, what his site represents, that's gonna always be an enemy to whatever.
Do you think it can be
do you think?
Not all heroes put up the decorations on time, but they do all keep their families safe.
Alright, family, I'm back at you with another video, right? See, G Herbo, his baby mother's 4 months pregnant, and guess what? She's telling on him. The reason why I touch on so much celebrity gossip is because there's a message in the glass bottle. Some of these cats will be like, oh, he's such a chatty patty. Listen to the message. See, the moral of the story is, nobody breaks this stuff down like I break it down. So let me break it down for you. There was a reason why the mob kept their women separate from street stuff. They didn't tell them anything. There was a code of silence that the mob had. Why? Because when you involve the female into your criminal activities and the alphabet boys come knocking, tap, tap, who's there? Guess who? The boogeyman. Yeah, that's the feds. They're the boogeyman. When they come knocking and they come to get you for your criminal activities and you involve these women, what you think a 4-month-old woman is gonna do? What is she supposed to do? See, this is what y'all be forgetting. When you live a criminal lifestyle, right? And the feds is watching, because they always watching, they always listening. They know what part the female play. They know that some of them scamming, some of them cards, allegedly, because I gotta say allegedly, they know when he purchased for her, the gifts that she received off of stolen property became a bid over her head. So now it's, you either cooperate with us or we'll put you, because when you involve the female into your criminal activity, the reason why I touch on so much celebrity gossip is because there's a message in the glass bottle. Some of these cats will be like, oh, he's such a chatty patty. Listen to the message. See, the moral of the story is, nobody breaks this stuff down like I break it down. So let me break it down for you. There was a reason why the mob kept their women separate from street stuff. They didn't tell them anything. There was a code of silence that the mob had. Why? Because when you involve the female into your criminal activities and the alphabet boys come knocking, tap, tap, who's there? Guess who? The boogeyman. Yeah, that's the feds. They're the boogeyman. When they come knocking and they come to get you for your criminal activities and you involve these women, what you think a 4-month-old woman is gonna do? What is she supposed to do? See, this is what y'all be forgetting. When you live a criminal lifestyle, right? And the feds is watching, because they always watching, they always listening. They know what part the female play. They know that some of them scamming, some of them cards, allegedly, because I gotta say allegedly, they know when he purchased for her, The gifts that she received off of stolen property became a bid over her head. So now it's, you either cooperate with us, or we'll put you in a cell right next to him with your unborn child until you give birth, and then you'll give birth with this child inside the penitentiary, and we'll kindly put your child into your family's care or foster care. See the message in the glass bottle? This is why you don't pillow talk and involve women into criminal activities. You didn't see a lot of the mob wives going to jail with the mob because they kept it separate. When the police started asking questions, them women didn't know what to tell the police. Well, you can ask me whatever you want to, but I don't know. See how that works? When you buy illegal games, right? You purchase illegal items through illegal games. You leave a paper trail. And then when you give these gifts to somebody that's around you, like in your own home or people around, they can be charged. And see, in the court system, this is what you got to understand. The courts don't care that you were ignorant to the law and you didn't know that you could go to jail. Go to jail for stolen property. Nah, they don't care about that. Ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law, is what they're going to tell you. You didn't know? Now you know. That cell right there, C-74, huh? Mod 8, that set me straight, that's where you go. You're going to do that time. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And if you're going to do the crime, stop involving your baby mothers. And I'm going to tell you, for all of you females, I'm going to tell you something, right? If your man is outside, he's selling drugs, and he got them hammers in the house, if the boys come kicking your door, and they find them drugs, and they find them hammers in your house, 9 times out of 10, if you're living in public housing, you're gonna get evicted. You never stash the guns and the drugs in your house. That will destroy you. So when you feel like you got a man out there, he playing in them streets, and he doing what he feel like he got to do to bring home the bread and butter, understand something. The feds ain't got no sympathy for you. When they come get him, they coming to get you too. And when they throw him in the jail, they taking your kids. So you keep that in mind when he's sitting up there, he exiting in and out of your house, trafficking. Understand that, right? Don't become his casualty of war, because a real man gonna protect his woman and his kids from being a casualty of war. But if you got one of them dudes that's just your man that's coming through laying up with your kids, he's stepdaddy, he ain't gonna have no sympathy for your kids. He ain't gonna feel no remorse when you lock up and they take your kids. All he worried about is how much time they gonna give him. That's food for thought. And anybody that knows somebody that's in a position like what I'm talking about right now, make sure you share this video. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button so we can keep messages like this going out. This is more than just celebrity gossip. This is hood education. When I give you celebrity gossip, I'm educating the hood so you can learn from the mistakes of those who made the mistakes, like these rappers, like dudes in the hood where we grew up at. People don't educate you. It's like the blind leading the blind, so we find a whole bunch of us following in the same footsteps. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. I hope you got something out of this topic right here. Peace and love to everybody. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Understand something. They smile in your face all the while. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you.
Facts. Y'all can relate off of that, right? More than likely, we're the 1 and 2 y'all used to be in my circle.
Always be ready to seize the moment when inspiration.
Hey, old boy, me not in a long talk this year, see? My family and my friends, them, and loved ones, them, in the place. And the people, them, hungry. See? So now I'm going to get into the tradition. Fuck the long time. Where my father? Where you there? Yeah. Right now, I'm going to show you some blood clot food, see? You see that food, yeah? I want you look good. Mango, chili salmon, and a bumbo cloth. To them say, "Where my father?" Yeah. Steam snapper at the place. You know how we do it. We buy okra and vegetable and them sitting there. Curry blood clot lobster. Butter lobster. Butter blood clot shrimp. And what you say, "Where my father?" Yeah. We go down the blood clot line. Hey, yo, chef, what them call this blood clot lamb we have? French blood clot lamb in the bumbo clot place. You know, see? Well, I know. French lamb in your ass clot, see? Yeah, oxtail it. Right corner pocket on the pool table. Yeah, man, who can't stay there and enjoy the blood clot extravaganza. Look, you know, see the yams in the place. One for marshmallow and a blood clot. Where's the Weber father? True. Lasagna and your ass clot. What happened to that? True. Curry chicken and your bumbo clot, too. Yeah. Will you say Weber father? Yeah. Or cook up rice. Smoke herring and blood clot saltfish cook up rice. What you know about that? Them don't know nothing about that. Will you say Weber father?
Guyanese style.
You see that white rice, yeah? You think there's some regular white rice? Basmati blood clot white rice. Some blood clot. That's what the thing said. Rice and peas in your ass clot, though. Yeah. Family, we ready for damn food? Wait. No. We just a blood clot peas, you know. Hold on now. Fried chicken. You know, see the glow on the fried chicken. We don't know black and dark brown spot on the fried chicken, you know. The fried chicken golden in your blood clot. What you say? Where my father? What you say? Yeah. Hold on now. Hold on now. Like a blood clot, golden blood clot chicken wing in your ass clot. Fried blood clot, golden chicken wing. Where you on? You know, see the macaroni and cheese. 3 blood clot here. Only for blood clot cheese and the blood clot macaroni and cheese. Where you say they were my father? Happy holidays, everybody. And one more thing. Young Trillion. Hold up. Hold on. Talk to me. I just want to say this. Everybody, connect the dots. Get familiar with this face.
Get very familiar.
The deluxe edition of Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God. Available and streaming everywhere right now on this beautiful Black Friday.
Right now.
Right now. One of the new joints on the deluxe edition of Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God, is called Hey You.
Hey You.
Hey You. See a big amount of big control. Tell me what you want to do. And we gotta get into the party. Yo, listen. Trillion is the feature on the song with me. This is my son. I'm super proud of him. Really try to bust my ass in the leg. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting a few phone calls. I gotta deal with you accordingly the next time. You know what I'm saying? It's in the DNA. This family has a very royal bloodline. And I just want y'all to know, stay tuned, look out for the young king. Tazaya on deck. It's my oldest boy right here, my oldest young king right here. Now look. It's a vibe. It's just inspiring. We just want to give y'all inspiration. We're gonna get to this food. I'm gonna get some of these drinks. Family, we.
Hi, I'm David McDivitt, a full-time single dad. When you're a single parent, you have to do all the chores.
Turn up. Yo, you're supposed to look better as you get older. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. I'm looking good. See, you a king. I'm a god. You looking like a king and running your mouth more than looking like a king of the South. That's what you looking like, Playboy. See, I never actually asked to do a verses with you, my brother. It was presented to me, you know, when I did the interview with my brother Fat Joe on a big show. And we had a joker moment when he asked me if I saw the way that you was carrying on and behaving when, you know, the whole thing went down with you and 50 and it ended up not happening. And You started talking all of this shit about how you feel about New York MCs and rappers. And see, I know you love me. And I love you, and you know I love you. You're my brother. The reason why we could joke and have fun like this is because we're brothers. But all jokes aside, I'm not playing when it comes to respectfully competing. I will bust your ass for real, bro, and I'm gonna bust your ass at any given point in time. You feel like you ready to revisit this, if you just so happen to choose to revisit this. We're all gonna see you bow out gracefully from even entertaining this idea, so I'm not even gonna continue to elaborate on that. But moving on, brother. I was asked if, as a New York MC, the opportunity presented itself for me to do a versus with you, would I take on the opportunity to do that? Of course, I'm going to accept that shit with grace, open arms, and welcome it in the most warm fashion I'm supposed to. Now, just for the record, brother, I don't even gotta do no competition with you with any record of mine prior to the day that you released your first single. I could just go to that one section of my catalog and deal with you accordingly and bust your shit. I just wanted to send this message to motherfuckers that needed it. We are never going to stop. Ever. I'm never taking my foot off the gas. And y'all niggas thought I was gonna take my foot off.
The average baseball stadium holds about 50,000 people. Enough to fill a dance floor the size of a New York
gas. Really though? Oh man. Damn, man. Y'all really don't understand that I am cut from a cloth that they do not manufacture no more, motherfucker. You see my brother Lalo in the background, right? Say hello to the people, Lalo.
What it be, right?
And ain't nothing else to discuss. I'm saying, this beautiful time. Let me just be in that given moment, in that given spirit that I've been in since I gave y'all a Reloaded album. Gonzalo, let's treat the people to some shit. So far, shorty's thrown ain't gone, and I need a lighter than light. Do that boy ugly.
I'm Prophet Musk, the only man in the world who can do handstand push-ups with his fist on concrete. I got trained by Roger Mayweather, Crazy Temple next. I'm the son of Roger Mayweather. Roger, tell these subscribe to the Prophet channel.
Prophet Muscle.
Yeah, subscribe for more, bro.
Listen, we're the 1 and 2. I'll leave y'all to y'all lame ass existences. Catch up with me at another time. Seeing as how I am the light of your day. Yeah. Cut your 30 minutes short. Alright. Stay weird.